Disney came out and they basically gave us the new poster to Maleficent 2, the new title, as well as a new release date. Now, before prior to this, the release date for Maleficent 2, which now we know as Maleficent Mistress of Evil, it was supposed to come out May 29th, 2020, but they pushed it up and now it's coming out this year, October 18th, 2019. And I don't really know how to feel about this. I need to catch up. I haven't seen the original Maleficent, but I've heard through several, reviews that it's not that good of a movie. But at the same time, it did gangbusters at the box office with domestic and worldwide and everything. Which domestically, it did 241 million, worldwide 758 million, and that shit is like crazy to me. Obviously, there's a lot of people, a lot of fans of it. Enough. I mean, I ain't gonna say enough to warrant a second one, but the financial side of it is enough to warrant a second one. But yeah, it's crazy, and like the poster really don't show too much. It just shows Maleficent kind of like in somewhat more of a kind of dark silhouette type form. You see a little bit of her face or whatever, and you see she got wings in this movie. So I don't know how that all happened, but the title Mistress of Evil, I don't know if I said Mistress of Death or whatever, but Mistress of Evil, it can mean one of two things, because in the original Sleeping Beauty movie or whatever that Disney made, and I believe in the source material that they got, that Disney got that from and changed it around and Disney-fied it or whatever, she is a just completely just bad, just a villain. And in Maleficent in the movie, she is a misunderstood good person. She's turned evil through a certain action that happened in the movie, and that's why they kind of look at her as like being evil, but she's not. She is just kind of like I guess you could say an anti-hero in a sense. But basically, that's where it all stems from. So we could take the title of this actually being that maybe she turns actually bad in this movie, or could be referring to another enemy that she has to stop in this movie. And if so, then they're totally flipping the whole aspect of Sleeping Beauty and what we know of Maleficent, everything that goes along with it. You're flipping it all upside down and changing everything, which in a sense could not be a bad thing. It can be a good thing, just how you handle it. But I think the bad thing that comes out of it is just with the people expectations of it. If you're a fan of the old Sleeping Beauty and you love that, just the story and everything else, and you love her as the villain in there and how she was, you probably wasn't a fan of the first Maleficent film. And I don't see if they continue on with that misunderstood good guy, and in this movie, she ends up becoming not becoming, but still being the good guy. And she's stopping it I guess you could say stopping evil in this film. Something that's like on par with like her power or whatever. I don't see a lot of people really gathering behind it. Like, especially if you are a big fan of the, original, story or whatnot. But, I mean, it goes without, it could go either way. She actually could become evil, whatever, because Elle Fanning is coming back as Princess Aurora in this movie. So we're going to have her again. And so, they could go either way. Like I said, they can go either way. And this will be, I believe, this will be the fourth live adaptation. Well, you can't really count Lion King as a live adaptation. But the first the fourth remake this year that Disney will be putting out, being behind Dumbo, Lion King, and Aladdin, and then you're going to have Maleficent. And Disney this year, everybody has been talking about it. If you are just a person that keeps track of this, a movie fan that look at, all these movies and everything when it comes down to it, it's like you kind of, you're noticing that Disney is doing that thing. They're going to be the highest, even just before this year hit, looking at all the movies that Disney is dropping, you see all of the money that Disney is going to get this year. just without seeing a trailer or anything. Some of we saw trailers too, but you just kind of know. You have live adaptations and just remakes of movies that people love in the past. I mean, just recently, like we were just talking about, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is coming out. More than likely, it may not be another $1 billion movie, or it may not be a $1 billion movie, but it's going to do numbers. Especially if all the fans of the first one come back. But then you have Lion King, which is a certified $1 billion movie. I don't care what anybody say. Then you got Aladdin that can do really good if it ends up being really good. Dumbo, if that's really good, it's going to bring numbers. Then you get all the off things that's not even just plain Disney. You got, I think it's some Pixar movies coming out this year. I don't have the list in front of me, but just looking at the off kind of brand of Disney, you got the Avengers Endgame, you got Captain Marvel coming out this week, you got Spider-Man Far From Home coming out, you got Star Wars, you have a just a gang of movies coming out of the Disney machine that is going to make so much money, and then Maleficent is only going to add to it. So I mean, Disney is this is the year of Disney, I guess you could say, unless another movie studio produces some crazy amounts of just produces some movies that make crazy amounts of money. Disney has it in the bag. Even before the year has started, Disney had it in the bag. All they gotta do is just sit back, smoke some cigars, drink some beers, and just celebrate now. I mean, and it's crazy because even if a lot of these movies are bad, they're still gonna make a crazy amount of money, and Maleficent is one of them. Now, this could go either way because there are a lot of movies, even like movies that have dropped this year where they've had, the success of the first movie come out and, just do crazy numbers and just success critically and fans, alike. And then the second one comes out and don't do as good or is not as hard hitting as the first one. Seeing with like what I talked about before with the Lego movie as well as Happy Death Day. Both of them not hitting as hard as the first, films. And Maleficent could probably be that same way. Or it could probably end up succeeding, exceeding the first film. Not only with the fans of that said property, but even fans that didn't like the first one may go into the second one like, yo, this was a good film. This is what the first one should have been. And, it probably could do something like that. But we don't know. It's either or. But will it, will it do good opening weekend? Because the first Maleficent movie did $69.4 million its opening weekend. So, I mean, will it top that? Will it not? We don't know. We'll have to see it. We haven't even got a trailer. All we got is a new release date, the title, and poster. Y'all guys can go check it out. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't seen the first ones to, warrant some type of excitement for the second one. But, hey, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, so, and just also to add, the Rotten Tomatoes score for, Rotten Tomatoes score and Metacritic for the Maleficent, the first film, was 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic is 56%. So, I mean, it didn't do good as far as, critics, like I said, but, hey, I mean, it is what it is. But, jumping off of that into the next thing,